Hey folks, Del here, and I've decided to do some crochet tutorials, so I'm going to start right at the beginning and show you how to make a slip stitch to start and then a chain, and then we're going to do a single crochet or double crochet depending on whether you're in the US or the UK. It's the first kind of stitch you should learn. And then I'm going to show you a variation of that one called extended single crochet or extended double crochet. So to start, drape your tail of your yarn over your hand, hold it in place over your index finger, and wrap it around once and then twice, and then hold this in place. Then take the back one, pull it over the front, hold it down, and then take the new back one and pull that one over the front, and then slip your hook underneath there and pull it up and let go, and there's your slip stitch, slip knot to start. Now when you're chaining, I usually hold this knot so that it doesn't tighten too much and close this loop to make it difficult to pass the next stitch through. And it doesn't matter whether you put your hook under that way, under that way, or under that way, as long as you're consistent. And I tend to pass it underneath this side. So I'm just going to chain 10. So to chain, you pull up a loop. This is called pulling up a loop when you pass the hook underneath the yarn. Turn the hook upside down so that the point is facing down, and just pull it through that first loop, and that's your first chain stitch made. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have a chain of 10 there. You can count them in the V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now every crochet stitch has an associated chain height, and when you get to the end of a row, if you're working in rows, you need to chain what's called a turning chain to keep your row straight at the edges as you're going up. So single crochet or double crochet has a turning chain height of 1. So you leave one chain at the end of the row. We'll take this one, this is the first one right here, and we'll work in the next one. So single crochet is you pass your hook under this chain loop, and then you pull up a loop, and then you make another loop and pull it through both those loops on the hook. That's a single crochet. Now I passed under just the first loop of the chain stitch there, and this makes a loose chain. If you want a firmer chain, then you actually put your hook into the point there where the V's meet, and you pass it under both loops. And the light's gone dark because the cat's in the way. Hi cat. So you put it underneath both loops there for a tighter chain stitch. It's more difficult to work though, so I just tend to stick to the top one. So we're going to do single crochet all the way across. And when you get better at crochet, you will eventually be able to pull the hook through both stitches at the same time. I'm not very good at this yet, but you will get there, just practice. So we're going under there and then through. Under there, pull up a loop and then pull it through both. All the way to the end. Now we chained 10 and we used 1 as a turning chain, so we should have 9 single crochet stitches. When you get to the end, just pull your tail and that'll make a neat ending. So there's our row of foundation chain at the bottom, and then a row of single crochet at the top. So I just pull the hook out, and you'll see that row of V stitches across the top there. That's your single crochet row, and if we count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now the ending one is always kind of wonky because you've got the turning chain there. So now coming back across the other row, remember that single crochet has a turning chain of 1, so we need to chain 1 for the turning chain and then turn it. It doesn't matter whether you turn and then chain 1 or chain 1 and turn. You can do either way. but I find it easier to turn after the chain, so I chain at the end of the row with it facing that way, and then I got my chain ready when I turn. So this is your chain right here, and we're going to start working in the first stitch after the chain. You can kind of see it as where this loop heads into the V there. That's your first stitch that you want to work into. So we go through both of those V's, both of the loops of the V there, pull a loop through, hook and draw it through both. And that's the first one. So we're going through both of these loops again. Oops. Pull up a loop and pull it through both loops on the hook. Do that all the way across. 3, 4, and be careful you don't go through just one of the loops like I just did. That's another stitch entirely. And as you work more rows, the rows will get more solid and structured, and it'll be easier to pass your hook through the loops. But right next to the turning chain, it's always quite sort of loose and wobbly. So you get to the end, the last stitch is always a bit finicky, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this will be our last one. It's easier for the last one to turn it slightly so you can see the 2 loops of the stitch. And ram your hook through. Rawr. There we go. I missed a little bit there. Okay, and then hold it and pull through. So we've got 2 rows of single crochet, and the turning chain is keeping the edge straight there. So now I'm going to show you extended single crochet. And extended single crochet has a turning chain of 2. So we'll do 2. And if you're starting from the foundation chain, then you start this stitch in the 3rd chain from the end. So we've got 1, 2, and this is our starting chain. So we're going to start like a normal single crochet. You're going to put it through and pull up a loop. But here's where it gets different. We're going to pull this through just the first loop, and then yarn over again and pull through the next loops. So that's 1. So we go through, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. So we do this all the way across. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through the next 2. Almost at the end. And the last one here next to the turning chain of the previous round, force it through, yarn over, through one loop, then yarn over again through both loops. So that's extended single crochet or double crochet, depending which terms you're using. And you can see, let me move this out of the way. This is our row of single crochet. We've got 1 there and 1 there, and then this is our row of extended single crochet, and it's taller. So we've got the foundation chain, 1 row of single crochet, 2nd row of single crochet. They look different because you remember you worked 1 this side and then 1 that side, and then you've got your row of extended single crochet across there. So it makes a taller stitch, and it's quite a firm stitch. A little bit looser than single crochet, not quite as loose as half double crochet or half triple crochet, but it's a nice stitch, and it's quite an easy one. So if you want some variation in your stitching, that's one for you to try. So I'm going to leave it there for today. This is my first ever crochet video, and the angle of the tripod is really weird to crochet like this, so hopefully you can see fine. I'll try to pick a light colour yarn so you can see the hook. And if you have any requests for stitch tutorials, I will try my best. And hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye!